Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Good evening, America. Welcome back to another Warrior Wednesday. Hope you all have been having a fantastic week. I hope you guys got a lot of things going on. I hope everything is good with you all, honestly. I miss when I don't get to speak to some of you guys. It's like, kind of sucks. So, like, I know we have a little break in between days and whatnot. Paris, Bella, Army vet. I'm an Army vet too. Paris, Bella, nice. Thank you for joining us today and whatnot. Yeah, we're gonna get into some stuff today. A little bit of veteran stuff, obviously, because it was Veterans Day yesterday. And those of you who know me know that my first stint on active duty was with the Marine Corps. So the Marine Corps birthday was on Monday, Veterans Day on Tuesday, and yeah, Paris, Bella, thank you so much for hanging with us tonight. There's news and stuff like that, but we're gonna, like I said, guys know on Warrior Wednesdays, we try to hit up a little bit of military stuff. We also try to hit up, some news because we keep that going too. We always try to stay on top of everything. I don't know if the major's going to be back. Like I told you guys a couple of weeks back, he had a promotion at his job, a very good one. He's got a family and whatnot, so it's kind of been taking up his time on Wednesdays. But we will see. I'll try to work on getting some other veterans to come and hang with us and stuff like that. I'll do my due diligence. It is tough because people have lives, they can't just be on a podcast. Like I have a life too. I work a 9 to 5, but this is what I do. This is my therapy for me. And I absolutely enjoy doing this stuff. And I love hanging with you guys and, getting to chill with you all because it's just kind of cool like that, Um, all you guys have continued to give me your time and whatnot. And I absolutely appreciate all of that. I really honestly do. It's worth it, So Paris, Bella, how long did you serve? And what time did you serve? Do you got any tours of duty overseas, in country, or in theater? Not that it makes a difference. Army veteran is still an Army veteran. But I'm just curious to know where you might have served at and where you've been, where you traveled to. It's always good to know these things and whatnot. Uh, just to continue talking to each other. So it's pretty dope. Thanks for hanging with us. You served 4 years. So I got a total of between active duty and reserve time, I got a total of 12 years. 5 of that was on active. Actually, 5.5 was on active, come to think of it. Yeah, 5.5 was on active. 1 combat tour. That's all right. Not everybody got deployed. Not everybody in the military gets deployed, believe it or not. But you served, and that's the honorable thing. Okay, you're still part of the 1% of this country. Actually, it's probably less than that now, I think. Although it might have gone back up after this last election. All the branches have been meeting their numbers way ahead of time this year, before the new fiscal year started at the beginning of October. They had met their dead date they kind of overreached, especially with a new Secretary of Defense, now the Secretary of War, who was just leading the troops in prayer in that video. The esprit de corps in the military has changed considerably. He has brought back that warrior ethos, whether you like him or not. The military is made for one thing, and that is to absolutely fuck shit up. That's what we're supposed to do. We have a good time doing it too. We meet good people. We travel around. Uh, well, Paris, Bella, I am actually I'm gonna be 52 next month. So you're not that old. Trust me. You're 50 years young. Although the military tends to age us pretty damn quickly, and very, very fast with all the stuff that we do in the military. When I was an ammo tech with the Marine Corps, and I was in the infantry. with the army. Um, so tends to wear you down and make you older with all the shit that we do, all the rucking and all the stupid stuff that they have us doing, jumping in and out of shit all the time. We end up with all kinds of injuries. But like I was saying earlier, we do get to meet a lot of good friends. And if you're a veteran and you're watching right now, I hope you had a fantastic Veterans Day. I know, like many of us, we don't ever get the day off really. I've had one job and I was with them for 7 years. And I was with the same project executive for a long time for most of the projects that we were on. This was in construction, and he ensured, okay, that what do you call it? I have Veterans Day off every single year, and I got paid for it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He wouldn't let me argue with him. It didn't matter what was going on the project. He was like, and where it fell during the week, and he didn't care. He wanted to make sure that I got to get off. So I know that there are some employers out there who do stuff like that. But if you didn't get the day off, still love you. Thank you for your service. All you freaking glorious, crazy bastards out there. The men and women who serve, we have an all volunteer service, so they do it willingly, they do it honorably. Most of them. We do have some shit birds who do dumb shit, okay, and they're all ate the fuck up and they do crazy stuff, and they ruin the uniform and ruin the culture of wherever they're at and whatnot. But most of the men and women that serve in our military are God to honest, good people. Most of them are God fearing people. And they just want to do what it is that they're supposed to do to protect our nation and not only serve, they take it seriously. And, again, we're at probably, like I said, at under 1%. Maybe it's back up to 1% of the population that actually serves the nation. That is actually a scary thing when you think about it. That only shows that only 1% of the country is willing to do it. And even with all the stuff that we know, from, the 20 years of war that we're in and the things that we learned later on, I tell people all the time that, if I had to do it again, I would, because this country means that much to me and the youth of this nation mean that much to me. I'd rather it be me than be some young person. Of course, I'm an old fuck now. They wouldn't take me, but I would absolutely go in a heartbeat if I had to. That's just the way I am. Those of you who know me in real life know that that's just how I get down. Hagarino, what is going on? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. It's right on. Hit the buttons, say hi. It's all good. We appreciate you all that come hang with us. It's important. You guys are very important. I come out here and do this, okay, and many of us do this because of all of you. You guys keep us going. It is the energy that you guys bring to us that brings the energy out of us. And we have these great conversations. And you guys know that most of our shows are political in nature. Even this one, the Warrior Wednesdays, I try to talk about some military stuff. Um, Gratefully awake with Tori. What is up, Tori? What's going on, hun? It's good to see you. She is actually going to be with us this Friday, fam. So you guys are going to get to see her on the screen for the first time. She's coming to hang with us. She's really into she's into everything. She has her pulse. She has the pulse on a lot of things, but one of the things that hold her dear to her heart because of her heritage is the shit that goes on in Cuba and whatnot. Her family, half her family is Cuban, and we'll get to hear hopefully some stories of they're fleeing their unfortunate fleeing from Cuba, okay, uh, during the so-called revolution, the communist revolution in Cuba with Castro, and I want to say I think it was Batista before that. That was kind of started down that way. Um, and hopefully we'll get some stories. But she's gonna be with us on Friday. And Red Day Walker will obviously be back with us next Monday. We had Peyton Jackson. She had to reschedule. As you guys know, she's running for Texas 30, okay, congressional district. So she's had a lot of campaign stuff. She rescheduled for December, but next Monday we have Anthony Hudson, who's trying to get on the ballot to run for governor in the state of Michigan. We could thank Blondie for that. She was able to set that up. He's actually going to have a protest in Dearborn, Michigan next week on the 18th. So he's going to come and hang with us on the 17th and tell us all about it. Tell us about what he stands for, what it is that his platform that he's running on. So we'll have him here. But you know what's actually great too? This Saturday, after the Salty Dog Show on Rumble, we have movie night back. Okay, and I think it's is it Idiocracy that won, Jonathan? That is the movie that's going to be watched. That everybody says it's actually a documentary. Um, We will see. I hope it makes me laugh my ass off because I like to laugh. If you're new to the channel, guys, we do this once a month. We have a movie night and we do that on the Discord. So please, please make sure you signed up for the Discord so you don't miss that. We've had some cross pollination with other communities and friends of the show that have their own shows. And they've been coming to hang with us the last couple of last couple of movie nights that we had. So please make sure you come and hang out with us. We want you guys to chill with us and just enjoy the night. And if you don't have anything better to do on a Saturday night, most of you are got families and whatnot. Come and chill with us. You guys will absolutely enjoy it. And there's no talking. You don't have to worry about talking through the movies. People might chat in the chat, but not very much. Nobody turns their mic on to just disrupt the movie or anything like that. We do whatever we have to in the chat. But join the Discord for other stuff too. It's another place for us to get together when we're not, talking to one another on these shows, right? So you can come hang with us and stuff like that. We have some really great sections. So just so you guys know, Jonathan put it together. He put the Discord together months ago. Okay, and he put some really great sections in it. The different channels, right? So, like, obviously, we have introductions and announcements. There's a general chat, like most Discords. There's a news and politics section, a political theory section. Red Day has his own section called Red Day Riz, where he drops stuff in there. Obviously, the movie night suggestions are there. That's where we post the announcements of what movies we can vote on. Links of friends if you want to throw them in there. Blondie has her own corner where she drops stuff in there every now and then. All the voice channels is where we watch our movies. We got a music section, meme section, movies, suggestions. You can throw TV shows, and we even got pet pictures, right? So you can throw pictures of your furries in there, not to be confused with people who want to be furries, okay? But you could throw pictures of your animals in there, and it's all good. It's all family. It's all love. We want to continue to bring this community together, and we want to continue to grow it. I want to thank you guys because, like, last week, you guys put me over 400. Okay. I want to say that was on Saturday that happened. Was it Saturday that happened? Yeah. No, no. Was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday that happened. Yes. Saturday or Monday that happened. I can't for the life of me remember because my memory's for shit. All right. But you guys put me over 400 on the channel. Uh, and it's still growing and more of you guys are still showing up and you keep hitting the follow and we absolutely appreciate it. But I want to thank one person in particular. I don't know who you are, and you could be out there lurking. And reality, it's if you want to stay anonymous, that's perfectly fine. One of you guys has been a subscriber, I found out, to my channel for quite some time now. I didn't even realize that. You guys, someone subscribed to the channel, and then I was kind of doing a history now that I'm part of the creator program, and I saw that, and I was like, holy crap, wow. I was like, that's awesome. So want to thank you. If you're tuning in, even if you don't drop anything in the chat, if you've been tuning in and you subscribed to the channel a while ago, thank you very, very much. I absolutely appreciate it. It helps the channel. It helps pay for the putting this all on and whatnot. It is a fantastic thing to have you there. I know Blondie sent me, what do you call it? She hit me with a donation. I think it was this weekend and whatnot on Saturday. It was pretty awesome with the buy me a coffee. But let's get into some veteran stuff, right? Because it is Warrior Wednesday, and I know you guys like to hear some stuff here and there. I'm gonna talk a little Hollywood actually. This is actually something I guess has been in the making for a while, and I'm very, very happy to hear it. I don't know if you guys know who John Chapman is. Please look him up. Okay, he was the Air Force combat controller who died in 2002. He finally got his Medal of Honor in 2018, I believe it was, and I think that's when it was. He had gotten like the Air Force Medal, which I think is the highest medal. They upgraded it to a Medal of Honor. This guy fought on a hill by himself. He went in with the Navy SEALs and everything. He called in as they were coming to try to save him. He was calling in, air support. So if you guys don't know what an air combat uh, controller is, these guys are pretty badass. Okay, they don't get a lot of They don't talk about them as special operators because they're not Navy SEALs or Green Berets, but they're operators, okay, for the Air Force. All right. And these guys do some really hardcore shit. Okay. They're pretty badass. They do all kinds of they do air traffic control and air support, obviously under fire and whatnot. They do heavy training. They're highly trained actually, because like I said, they're operators. They're able to operate by themselves if they have to. Okay, as Chapman showed, what do you call it, on that hill, that he was able to fight, all right, for quite some time, before he unfortunately died on that hill fighting Al Qaeda, and this was in 2002. This happened, right? So they're really skilled individuals. Okay, like I said, they do air traffic control. They can do demolitions, and obviously they learn how to fight. They can stay in a fight with anybody else. They usually attach them to other special operating units, like the SEALs, Rangers, and whatnot, and Green Berets and everything. So like they get in the shit. They're in the suck. Okay, they can establish and manage airfields, do direct air support, like I was saying earlier, control airspace in an environment. It's just they do a whole bunch of shit. Okay, they're incredible, incredible human beings. Okay, and they're going to make a movie about him finally. Okay, his story is a miraculous story. It's unfortunate that he didn't make it, but the story as a whole is just phenomenal. Hey Rognino, what is going on? Good to see you. And I think you guys, if you're into that type of stuff, you will absolutely enjoy his story. So I'm going to read a little bit from of the article. This is out of Task and Purpose, is talking about it in their site. So Adam Driver is actually set to play him. And Adam Driver, if you guys know, he's actually I know he was freaking what's his name? Ben Solo in the Star Wars flops, but he's actually a very fantastic and talented actor, and he's a Marine. Okay, he served in the United States Marine Corps and whatnot. So he's going to play John Chapman, and I'm sure he's going to really, really put his heart into that. But let's talk about it a little bit so you guys can hear about this movie that's coming out. I actually didn't read the article, so I'm going to read it with you. I saw it and was like, I want to bring it to everybody today because it's Warrior Wednesday, and we're doing our little tributes to veterans today. So here we go. Is Fred the Gambler in here and I missed him? Sorry about that. Um, Here we go. It says Adam Driver will portray Air Force Medal of Honor recipient John Chapman. The Air Force combat controller was killed as he fought alone on an Afghanistan mountain in 2002 after a mission with Navy SEALs went wrong. Marine veteran and actor Adam Driver will portray Air Force combat controller John Chapman in a movie based on a battle in Afghanistan that earned him the Medal of Honor. Chapman died as he fought alone for hours on a mountaintop in Afghanistan early in that war, drawing fire on himself as vulnerable helicopter approached carrying a team of Army Rangers. The Rangers were actually being sent to try to get him off the that mountain and stuff. Sorry, had to drink something because my mouth was going dry. Longtime director Ron Howard is set to direct the film, which is reportedly to be called Alone at Dawn. Howard has directed dozens of movies, including Apollo 13 and The Da Vinci Code. Don't really care about that. The movie will be based on the book of the same name about Chapman, written by Air Force veteran Dan Schilling and Laurie Chapman Longfritz. Longfritz is Chapman's sister, and Schilling was a 30-year combat controller and special tactics officer, the Air Force's job title for officers who train with and lead enlisted combat controllers. Rumors have long circulated about the movie deals around the book and Chapman, but no cast and crew had been confirmed previously. So so you guys can see me for a second and we can talk a little bit, just so you guys know. All right, it's real. Okay, this is going to be hopefully a really good movie. It's going based on the book. Hopefully they stick to the story. They stick to the stories of the SEALs that were with him. They stick to everybody who was involved. Okay, who knows what happened on that day. All right, and because it's important to stick to the story and actually get it correct, because that's what we want. It needs to be correct, right? Like if you're gonna tell a story like that, a fantastic story that unfortunately ended, with him losing his life. Okay, you want to make sure that you get it right. All right. Uh, It says, along with Driver, The Hollywood Reporter reported that Anne Hathaway will play an intelligence officer who helped push for Chapman to receive the Medal of Honor. The feature film is being made by Amazon, MGM. Okay, that worries me when I hear anything about Amazon involved in anything. Uh, good lord, good lord, man. All right. And it will also get a theatrical release, according to the industry trades. No release date has been set. The final fight uncovered years later. So just gonna tell you the story. I'm gonna get into his story so you guys like know what happened, right? It says in early 2002, Air Force Tech Sergeant John Chapman was thousands of feet up on a snowy mountain in Afghanistan and left for dead and surrounded by Al Qaeda fighters. Despite being heavily wounded, Chapman held them off, even providing covering fire for a rescue helicopter before being killed. 16 years later, he would be awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions that day. To be fair, no one was really trying to leave him there and stuff like that. So, in Air Force, it's just a tough thing and stuff like that. And a lot of us in the service, his story has, heroic, but it bothered us too as well. An Air Force combat controller, Chapman was part of special operations mission during the Battle of Takargur in early 2002 in Afghanistan. He was attached to a Navy SEAL team. Chapman and his team flew in to establish a reconnaissance spot during Operation Anaconda. Their helicopter took RPG fire, and Navy SEAL Neil Roberts fell out. Chapman and the SEALs eventually returned to look for Roberts and were immediately pinned down in a firefight. The engagement came to be known as Roberts Ridge in honor of the SEAL, who investigators eventually determined was killed within minutes of falling from the helicopter. But with Roberts' fate unknown, Chapman and the SEAL team fought on. Roberts actually charged a bunker, killing 2 fighters as the SEALs moved to cover. Within, I think that was actually Chapman. Um, yeah, yeah. Within minutes, Roberts was hit, and the SEALs believed he was dead, but Chapman was still alive. A years-long investigation later proved and eventually recovered consciousness after the SEAL team withdrew. Over the following hours, other Air Force combat controllers on Operations Radio Network believed they heard Chapman's make radio calls. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen it, but there's actually like aerial footage. They released that footage of that day. It had been on social media for some time. I haven't seen it in a while. Says, I'm absolutely positive it was John's voice. I have no doubt whatsoever. Eventually, one unnamed operator told investigators. Overhead, 2 AC-130 gunships and a Predator drone circled the mountaintop, and it's the drone footage that I've seen, capturing night vision video and radio traffic from the mountaintop. Years later, investigators would piece through those files and realized that though the air crews did not realize it that night, the cameras and audio captured gunfire and enemy radio descriptions of Chapman fighting throughout the night. So, again, he wasn't being, it was a really tough situation, a tough night, and the man continued to fight on. He didn't let his situation stop. And one of the things that we're constantly saying in the military is stay in the fight. Okay, not just like in regular life and mental, but literally when you're in a fight, stay in it. Okay, because the longer you stay in it, the longer you have a chance. Okay, to make it out. If you're constantly fighting, obviously you can't fight indefinitely, but that is something that we tell each other: stay in the fight. Don't give up. Don't let despair get you. And it's kind of hard when you're in a situation like that, right? Like he could have easily just said, screw this. And it's like, I'm going to die, and, started praying and then let Al Qaeda just take him out. But that's not what happened. All right. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. So you guys know that's not what happened. He continued. He said, badly injured, Chapman held off Al Qaeda fighters, killing one militant in hand-to-hand combat. Hours later, a rescue force consisting of Army Rangers and Air Force Special Operators, probably PJs, approached via helicopter. While the fighters on the ridgetop were in position to ambush the helicopter, Chapman laid down covering fire, drawing attention to himself as the helicopter approached. Chapman was posthumously awarded the Air Force Cross in 2003. After years of efforts, his Air Force Cross was officially updated to the Medal of Honor in 2018. He was the first airman to earn the highest military honor since the Vietnam War. His death was the first Medal of Honor action, but to be captured on video. Despite severe mortal wounds, he continued to fight relentlessly, sustaining a violent engagement with multiple enemy personnel before making the ultimate sacrifice. His Medal of Honor citation reads, by his heroic actions and extraordinary valor, sacrificing his life for the lives of his teammates, Technical Sergeant Chapman upheld the highest traditions of military service and reflected great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. His story is just something else. Um, oh, I think we just got rated, fam. C Dub, the Quiet Part Pod has rated us again. This has become a thing that happens on Wednesday nights. You guys are awesome over there. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Absolutely, absolutely, and love it. You guys are freaking awesome. Yes. So that's good. Yeah, I did see that. I will bring that up shortly, actually. Um, hang on one second, fam. Well, Raiders, appreciate it. C Dub, thank you, man. Thank you. You guys are freaking awesome over there. Great group of guys. Sanoski is a good dude. He puts on a great show. So please, before me, if you're on Rumble, tune into him, right? Because he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's always talking about really good stuff on his show. So please make sure that you tune into him and whatnot. You'll enjoy it. Like I said, good guys over there. Absolutely appreciate it. What do we got going on here? So tonight I am going to I have to do it. I gotta do, don't know what, I gotta do an ad read, but I can't do coffee or anything because if you're gonna get coffee, get Scars and Stripes coffee. They're the people to get it done and whatnot. All right, great group of Chad Watson is his people are fantastic at making coffee. They roast the coffee here in the United States and whatnot. So please click the links in the description. My affiliate link is there, and you will absolutely get some great coffee. You will, I promise. It's great. I've had it on more than one occasion. It's fantastic. You guys will enjoy the coffee. Trust me. Can't even do those. That sucks. They won't let me do that. Can't do that one either. They're trying to pigeonhole me, guys. All right. If we're gonna do it, might as well get ones that are gonna count. We'll do that shortly. I just gotta pick one. All right. I'm gonna pick this one. See something here. Raging Gemini in the house. Good to see you. Thank you very, very much for coming to hang with us. Appreciate it. Raging Gemini has been hanging with us on movie nights, which is pretty cool. I think you guys are awesome coming to hang with us and whatnot. So we'll get into that really quick. C Dub, you're awesome, man. Thank you again for coming and rating us. It's become like a Wednesday thing, and I absolutely appreciate it. But hey, anyway, fam, let me get this ad read out of the way so we can keep driving on. All right, let's get it done. Looking for smarter ways to browse and enjoy your favorite content without ads? Get the Perplexity Pro bundle with Rumble Premium for just $19.99 a month. When you sign up before December 31st, normally a $29.99 value. With Rumble Premium, you get an ad-free viewing experience across all of your devices and access to exclusive premium content, no interruptions, just the videos and streams you love anytime, anywhere. Plus, Perplexity Pro boosts your productivity with unlimited research, unlimited uploads, exclusive member perks, and access to the latest and most advanced AI models for faster, smarter answers every day. Save over 30% on this powerful bundle. Head to rumble.com/premium before December 31st to sign up and unlock your premium experience. All right, fam. We got that out of the way. Have to do that now that we're part of the program. It is something that has to get done. So it's all good, right? Appreciate you guys bearing with me and whatnot. You guys are awesome. So, yeah, so I think it's really fantastic that a John Chapman movie is going to be made. That is a spectacular thing. Um, I'm really, really happy about that. His story is just it's as heroic as it is. It's obviously a sad one. Um, like I said, there was the drone footage was being put out there for a while on social media, and those of us who knew the story in 2002 but didn't know all the particulars, we actually, like they said, it was the first like first thing to be caught on a first Medal of Honor recipient to have his stuff actually caught on video, and it was all kind of like night vision and whatnot, and thermal and stuff like that. But it's is a very, very tough story, like I said. And, I'm glad that Adam Driver is going to step up to play him, being a Marine and whatnot. I'm positive that he will absolutely do justice to playing John Chapman. I don't think he will. I think he will be honored to actually do. He's honored to probably actually do it. The only thing I'm worried about is Amazon MGM screwing it up. But Amazon is like hit or miss with their stuff, right? They have like you know, the Rings of Power or whatever the hell that has been an absolute disaster and they destroyed Tolkien's legacy. But then they have the Terminal List, right, which was based on the Jack Carr books. Now they did take creative liberty with the first season of Terminal List. Okay, I have not seen the prequel to it on Amazon, and I'm drawing a blank of what the hell the name of that show is. What the name? It's Terminal List something, and I can't for the life of me remember. But they took some liberties and changed some things up in the Terminal List series that would have nothing to do with the book. Um, I think it was probably out of PC reasons, which was a little upsetting for me. With that said, I think they still kept to the spirit of the book, and most of the story was still pretty much told, even though they changed some things around and whatnot. Commander Reese was absolutely brutal in those books. Like he is a nasty dude. Okay, if you have not read the Jack Carr books, I advise you to do them. The Terminal List, like I said, once you read the Terminal List, you're gonna not be able to put the books down. You're gonna have to get the next one. If you're a reader like me and you like those types of stories, the Terminal List is the ultimate revenge book if you're into those type of stories. It is absolutely fantastic. I think you guys would enjoy it. If you like the stuff that I do and whatnot, I think you would. I think you'll absolutely uh, enjoy it. So go check it out. Jack Carr, I'm telling you, his books are really good. I've read every single one of the Commander Reese books. They've been fantastic. What I like about Jack Carr is in every book, when he writes it, when they come out, he always writes about like a little excerpt in the beginning about what's going on in the world and stuff like that. And he really, really reflects that in his books. So like even though names have been changed, you kind of know what characters he's talking about, like who he's talking about if you when you're actually reading his books. In the first book, the characters, some of the nefarious characters were some bad actors that we know and can't stand in the real world and whatnot. But obviously he had to change their names. He couldn't portray them with their real names in it and stuff like that because he would have got sued into oblivion. But you will absolutely love those books. I'm telling you. And if you haven't seen the Terminal List on Amazon, go watch it. Even if you don't like books, you will like the Terminal List series. It is absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed it. I thought it was freaking great. But a little crypto news. I don't know how many of you into. Where's B Money? Where's the money guy? Like he's usually here on a Wednesday. Like he probably would have some insight that he could drop in the chat about this. But if you guys, are into crypto and whatnot, what is going on, cowgirl? Good to see you. If you're into crypto and whatnot, okay, this is just basic news, not anything with the market itself, but with the company Coinbase, okay, with the exchange Coinbase, they are moving out of Delaware, okay, Biden state, all right, and that's a good thing, right? So it says American cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase moves its headquarters from Delaware to Texas. Coinbase has officially announced its decision to leave Delaware and reincorporate in Texas, marking a monumental shift in how major U.S. companies are choosing their corporate homes. The decision revealed by Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal signals a growing exodus from overregulated states toward those prioritizing business freedom and innovation. Greer framed that the decision is part of a larger trend, a return to free market competition between states, one in which the laboratories of democracy are finally reviving what the founders intended, states vying to create the best conditions for prosperity. He also gave special thanks to Governor Greg Abbott, praising his leadership for building a welcoming business environment. And he wrote this on X. He says, there's a comment today, Coinbase is announcing our decision to leave Delaware and reincorporate in Texas. This decision was not made lightly, but we'll always do what's best for our customers, our employees, and our shareholders. I've had great experiences in Delaware as a lawyer and a judicial colleague, but the state no longer has a monopoly on corporate law, and it's now facing stiff competition from other states that are innovating to offer the right environment for business and innovators to thrive. And it's important that we have proper business in our country, right? And if you have a company in one state and they're not, and New York is going to find this out the hard way because they have to always seem to find shit out the hard way up there in New York. With Mom Dummy and stuff like that. Anything that the Marxist council that he has helps him actually pass in the city is going to absolutely destroy the economy even more than what it already is. What is going on, cowgirl? Um, and they'll have to deal with it and stuff. So, but like we're already seeing it. Like from what I understand, talking to some realtors that I know up there, the market is kind of heating up with people trying to sell. So there is money that is going to be leaving immediately. Not everybody's going to leave right away. Some people were kind of already gearing up. This was before Mom Dummy got into the race and whatnot. They already probably had plans to move their businesses and whatnot, or just move their wealth out of the state of New York to a more wealth-friendly state, more free state. There were plenty of people already kind of had that going in the state of New York way before the election. But now there's just going to be a bit of more of an exodus that happens from New York City, and I'm curious to see what businesses actually leave. I think there's going to be a big overhaul of the financial market and companies that are going to stop doing business in New York if Mom Dummy does stupid things and his city council that has complete control. All right, the left has complete control in New York, does the things to help them. So if they actually go that way, all right, then you'll see more exodus. I think there's going to be a little bit, I personally think it's a little bit more of a wait and see kind of game. Some people are going to leave right away. I don't think everybody's going to leave like mass exodus. Some people can't get out. Um, that's who it is. That's the sad thing, is that some people can't get out. And I think Jonathan, he broke something, right? What he says, he break in 6 Dems broke ranks and voted yes on the CR final vote to pass the budget 222 to 209, and 2 no votes. Rather didn't vote. Oh, that's interesting. So it's done. So it's headed towards Trump's desk, correct? Now at this point, um, that's where we're at. So you know, the Democrats are kicking and screaming, crying up a fucking storm, talking about the government being shut down, trying to blame Republicans for it. And it was their minority that had complete control of that situation. They voted like 14 times to try to get it over. Finally took some, I don't want to say courageous. Oh, there you go. Jonathan says that Trump's going to sign it tonight. I don't want to say like they were somewhat courageous, because these Democrats that actually moved over to help Republicans get out of cloture so they can get it out on the floor and vote on it and then get it to the House. Um, I think most of them are not even running again, so they were their seats, and they were in places where their seats are safely blue, uh, essentially. So it wasn't really like anything courageous. They just did it because like it was really, they were really getting a black eye. I know the left was trying desperately to blame it all on Trump and the Republicans, and then you have people like MTG, who is now, I don't know what the fuck is going on with her, has now become a mouthpiece for the left, essentially. And listen, she's entitled to her opinion on things, but she's barking up the wrong trees with some things. Some things I think she's right on, other things she's not. Um, and it's again, they were getting one black eye. So they cry and bitch for fucking almost 40 days or whatever, however long, about the government shut down. People aren't getting snapped. People aren't getting, fat people are out in the streets fucking getting ready to riot and whatnot because they can't get their snap and stuff. Then it finally goes through and the government is now going to be reopened. And then they fucking complain about that too. Why did you capitulate? Why did you cave? You caved to the Republicans. You gave them a win. You were just bitching 2 seconds ago, okay, about not having the government open and people were going to starve all over the fucking country. Now it's going to open and they still freaking, still bitch and they still piss. They never happy about anything. You could never make the left happy, nor should we even try anymore. The days of actually fucking doing things with them have been over for a very long time. Uh, they used to be pretty, there was a portion of them that were pretty mindful of things and stuff. They're not. They have capitulated to the far left of their movement and stuff like that of their party. And it is why Chuck Schumer ended up in the fucking shithole that he was in. All right, because for over a decade now, him and Nancy Pelosi have been giving in to the progressives on their side, one thing right after the other, okay, and just letting them run roughshod over them and whatnot, just to be complacent and just to be, let me fucking just kind of jump on board. I'm not really on board with this, but they were terrified of him, and this is where they're at right now. So like their fucking movement is just not in a good place right now. Not that we're any better, okay? To be honest, we got a lot of shit we need to fix too. A whole bunch of shit that needs to get fixed on our side and stuff, right? So like we're not out of the woods by any stretch of the measure. All we had to do is pay attention to elections across the country in blue districts that were going to stay blue regardless. No turnout. We continue in the fucking odd years to stay home. I don't understand it. I don't know how much we can be talking till we're blue in the face about not staying home, about staying involved. Every year there's an election. There's a year, literally every election in your fucking state, town, village, something is up. In some places, it really is every 2 years and you don't get the vote. But most places, there's something going on every year that you can, or a bill, a proposition in a state that, before that it's not a bill, but they're proposing it to the public and proposing it to the citizens of that state. There are things that you can absolutely vote on, and you have to pay attention to that stuff. It is important. We can't fix shit if we're not paying attention. We can't be apathetic about stuff. We can't be continuously black pilled and listen to the black pillars. And that's the sad thing, is because the black pillars, they have a lot of good information and they give you a lot of good information, okay, but then they fucking reel you in and tell you it doesn't matter anyway, don't do anything. Okay. So if you stay home and don't do anything, then me personally, for me, it's like I don't want to hear it. You stood home, you didn't fucking get up, stand up, and do anything. It's not easy. All right, trying to freaking get people to, a call to action. It's not easy, but you got to be willing to want to save it. This country is worth saving, guys. Okay, the framework has not been ripped apart. The framework is still there. Our Constitution still stands. It is up to us to protect it. It's not just our veterans who we've what do you call it, praised this week on Veterans Day. It should be fucking Veterans Month, in my opinion, or Veterans Year. But we have to, as a citizenry, we have to do our part. The only thing as a citizen that you have to do really, that is, for me, obviously there are things we should do as human beings. For me as a Christian, we should do as Christians. There's plenty of that shit that we know we should be doing to help one another, right? Okay. But we are a very giving nation. We give the most, not only in, charity here in the United States, but around the world. Americans do that. We pay a lot of money out of our own pockets to help everybody else. I'm not just talking to government. That's a whole separate. I'm talking about us as American citizens. We do. We donate a lot and whatnot. But for whatever reason, when the time comes, we just don't get up and go do what it is that we're supposed to do. Or we don't pay attention to what's going on. And then when it's too late, we're like, well, what the hell happened? We have, for decades now, been giving the government authority that is not built in our Constitution or the state constitutions. We're giving them this. We've been giving that up, and it's us to take it back, right? But now we're in a fight to get that back. We bitch and we complain. We can't continue to bitch and complain about it, but then don't do anything when the time comes. It's only our fault in the end. Not saying we should give anybody a free pass or anything on either side of the aisle. I mean, we go after the left, but we have to go after the right too when they're not doing what the fuck they're supposed to do. Well, you guys know, if you watch this show, we call balls and strikes anyway. So like, it doesn't matter if someone on our side is a dipshit, we're gonna call it out. The only thing that we don't do is, like, we don't have hate, for someone on our side just because we think they're a dipshit over something, right? Because there's a lot of overlap that we agree on, and when we feel they're wrong, we got to call them out. But like, we can't forget if they've done good things. I think that we get caught up in that. We forget all the good shit, and that's just something that humans as general do, right? Like, someone could be great their whole life and make one mistake, and we'll only remember the mistake and completely forget all the good they've actually done. Prime example is Massey. All right. He's an absolute freaking, you know, been an absolute turd recently. Can't deny that he's done a lot of good in Congress, though, for our side, right? He's been a pain in the ass, okay, but he has a right to be a pain in the ass. Um, I'm not gonna take everything else that he's done that has been good away from him. We can't do that. We just can't. We call him on the shit that we think is bullshit that he may be doing, but we can't stop believing, okay, uh, in people like him, because he actually is not a bad person. I've given him shit on this show, okay, on stuff that he's driving me crazy with, but I have not taken the fact that I feel he's done a lot of good. Same thing with Rand Paul. I think he's done a lot of good. He's been a piece of shit recently with things, okay, but like, he hasn't been a piece of shit all the time. There's some things, some decisions he makes, I'm like, man, your dad I should be absolutely pissed at you. Um, but he's his free man and they can do whatever. And that's the difference between us and them, is that it's okay for us to disagree on things. It's okay for us not to agree 100% on what needs to get done. But we do have to coalesce together, and we do have to come together on really big things and help each other out, because, like, there's shit that's just not getting done that could be getting done if we would just stop with the stupid infighting. It's dumb infighting too. It's not even like worth, like, real good infighting. Like, shit, well, yeah, they're fighting for the right reasons. It's just dumb shit. You know, Never Trumper shit. Um, establishment shit. It's all uniparty shit. It's crazy. Excuse me, fam. Sorry about that. There we go. I had something stuck in my throat. Apologize. Anyway, if you're just joining us tonight, we are almost into the second hour of Warrior Wednesday. Had a nice prayer to start off. Talked about the John Chapman movie that's coming up and whatnot, with Adam Driver, who's going to be playing John Chapman. If you don't know who John Chapman is, um, I agree with you, Paris Bella. I just saw your chat. Yeah, they get out. Well, the alphabet mob gets more than just a month. Okay, they got like 180 something days throughout the year that they're celebrated. Don't know why they need that much celebration, but they get it. Yeah, Nina, you're right. You're right. They're just like, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I am getting pissed off about some things. For instance, we're still waiting on our freaking internet bill of rights, right? Anybody who's on social media on any of the platforms knows that we get absolutely decimated, okay, by the bunches, all right? They throttle us big time. They throttle our message, and it's all done deliberately, and they all get away with it. They're acting as publishers and whatnot, and they're not getting taken to task. And that shit is annoying, right? YouTube, for instance, I've been on YouTube doing this shit for over a year, okay, and I've made a ton of videos. Okay, I know I started off. I'm sorry. So it's 270. Holy shit! I thought it was like 180. I didn't realize it was 270 days a year the Alphabet Mob gets for celebration. Good lord, I don't even want to look into what days they get as far as like what they're called. I can only imagine. That is just amazing. I didn't know that, Jonathan. I thought it was like 180 something. Didn't realize it was like 270. That's absolute batshit crazy. 270 days, okay, to fucking celebrate in most cases, okay, mental illness. That's just insane. Um, it's really, really nuts. It's sad because there is a movement in the LGB, because I don't put the T on there anymore. All right, movement to try to stop this shit. Okay, because like all their hard work that they've put in for decades and whatnot to just be left alone. They want to be able to get married. They got that and stuff like that and everything. And everything is kind of going to shit because the Transformers are absolutely fucking everything up for them. All right. And all the crazy nonsense that has gone on in schools, the men competing against women, boys competing against girls, and all that other shit. They're absolutely freaking tired of that, you know? Oh, that's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. It's nuts. 270 days. That is crazy. That's bananas, man. I can't believe they get 270 days of celebration. That is just crazy, man. It's mind-boggling to me. Can you imagine that? If they just gave that time to people who actually deserve it, you know, like veterans, for instance. We have veterans in the chat. Paris Bella, okay, is an Army vet, 4-year Army vet. Any other veterans in the chat? Want to thank you all for your service. Those of you who know me, you know I've talked about my service and whatnot. My first, if you're just joining us, my first stint on active duty was with the Marine Corps out of high school. My second stint on active duty was with the Army after 9/11 with a tour in Iraq. I was done. I have a total of 12 years between active duty and reserve time and whatnot. So 12 years, I was kind of done. Actually, I know I should have stuck it out the last 8, but I just was kind of done. Mentally, I just wasn't there anymore. It's a lot of shit. The changes that were happening, this was during the Obama time and whatever, stuff like that. So the changes that were happening, I just didn't want to be part of it. Um, yeah, he is the ruler. Yep, Yas is the ruler today. I don't know what's going on. It was working for you the other day. Uh, Nina, you were putting the prompts in, and Rumblebot was working for you the other day. I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. But it's good to see that the CR bill is going to get signed tonight by the president. Um, it's just really good. Pretty dope. I don't know if you guys were seeing just on some culture stuff, because like I know we cover a lot of what do you call it, news and whatnot. We don't really get into too much culture, which we should. We really should actually. I think the president sent when Ozzy Osbourne died. I think he sent a letter to the Osbourne family and whatnot. A little video of her, Ozzy Osbourne's wife, Sharon. Uh, what do you call it? I think it's pretty heartfelt. We'll play it. I listened to it. I think she was pretty good. Pretty good video. Here we go.
I mean, should we do the voicemail?
Yeah.
Not saying who it's from. Everyone will know.
Hi, Sharon. It's Donald Trump, and I just wanted to wish you the best and the family of great. Ozzy was amazing. He was an amazing guy. I met him a few times, and I want to tell you, he was unique in every way and talented. So I just wanted to wish you the best, and it's a tough thing. I know how close you were, and whatever I can do, take care of yourself. Say hello to the family. Thanks. Bye.
Love him or hate him, he didn't have to call and leave a voicemail.
Listen, when it comes to politics, we know nobody comes out a winner.
Well, that was pretty dope of him to do. That was pretty dope. He didn't have to do that. I didn't even know that happened. That just came out today. I saw that. That doesn't surprise me that he does stuff like that, you know? Cass, what is going on? It's good to see you, honey. You know? He didn't have to do any of that, but he did. Okay, he does stuff like that, right? There are tons of stories of things that that man has done that have not gotten out into the public that he's done to actually help people and whatnot. The TDS is so like TDS is so strong, right? And it's so vast, for all the bullshit that people have put out on him. He's not a perfect dude. Has he made mistakes? He absolutely does. Like you guys know, we call balls and strikes when there's shit that he does that we don't like. We say it, okay? Um, but he's done a lot of good. I mean, I grew up in New York with him, as far not with him obviously, but like, knowing who he was, knowing some of the things that he actually did in New York to help people and stuff like that. You know, what are you making? You making a ham? Oh, that sounds good, Cass. Can I come over and eat? Love me some ham. I'm gonna have some ham coming up. I actually get to get 2 Thanksgiving dinners this year. I'm pretty happy about that. So on Thanksgiving Day, going to my aunt's house. She's having Thanksgiving, and then my brother's not going to be with us that day, but he'll be with us on the Friday after Thanksgiving. So my mom's going to go ahead and make a separate dinner for us. I get to eat all the turkey I want for 2 days straight, and of course I'll probably have a whole bunch of it to take home. What is everybody doing for Thanksgiving? What do you got going? Anybody traveling? If you're traveling, just please plan accordingly. If you're driving, make sure you get out early. Try to beat some of the traffic, especially in some of the urban areas in the cities and whatnot. Try to get through them ahead of time. I have a drive on Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, 2 meals out of that. It's good if you can get 2 meals out of that. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I don't know how many people you have in your house, Cass, but if you're getting 2 meals for everybody in your house from one ham, that's not bad. If it's a lot of people, but if it's just like you and one other person, you got to be able to make that ham, and you got to stretch that. You got to get like 4 or 5 meals out of that. You got 5 total, okay. All right, so 2 meals for 5 people. I think that's dope with the ham. What is going on, General Mills? Cowgirl, you're helping your mom cook for Thanksgiving? What are you guys making? Who's making what for Thanksgiving this year? Like, what are some of the things that you guys like to make? Okay. And whatnot. I'd like to hear that because I'm pretty sure you guys are, we're all from all over and whatnot. And we all eat a whole, but everybody's Thanksgiving is not the same. In our house, being a Puerto Rican household, Yarny has rated us. Yarny, I absolutely love you, hon. I haven't talked to you in a while. Thank you, Yarny. Yarny Witch has rated the stream. Absolutely awesome. That's freaking great. Thanks, Yarny. Love you. You're the best. You absolutely rock. We have been rated, fam. If you're not got Jonathan, can you drop her link in there, man? So everybody, guys, click on her little profile. Go follow. She has great shows, great stuff. When she's not gaming, she's yarning. Absolute fantastic channel. And she is a fantastic person. Yarny Crew is in here rating. Awesome. Jerk chicken. You said General Mills, you're doing jerk chicken? Okay. That's dope. Now you're doing it all right, because depending on where you're from in the Caribbean, jerk chicken is different. So where do you hail from? Where's your family hail from in the Caribbean, General Mills? Down, what is going on? Good to see you, brother. All love, Yarny. Thank you so much. Welcome, Raiders. Thanks for coming to hang. Thank you, Cass. Appreciate you, hon. Jamaica, right? All right, so you're having Jamaican jerk chicken. I like Jamaican jerk chicken. I've had some pretty good. Being in New York, I was able to get some pretty good jerk chicken. Some of the people I worked with too, when I was working in the hospital, I had one of the ladies I worked with was from actually one of the dudes I worked with. He actually ended up passing when I left. I was kind of sad about that. He used to bring in jerk chicken. He used to make it. And he was I want to say he was a retired correction officer, but he worked in a hospital. And he would bring me, every time he went to Jamaica, every year he would go to Jamaica, and then when he come back, he'd bring me a bottle of Jamaican rum. I never asked him for it. He would just do it, which is pretty dope. Scoob, what is going on? Where's Scoob? I haven't seen Scoob. Did I miss you, Scoob? There you go. Scoob says for Thanksgiving he's bringing the hands to the table. Anyone can get it. Scoob, what's going on? Haven't seen you, brother. It's good to see you, man. Um, Pretty dope. Scoob's a dope dude. He's a really good, great man, great human being. Um, I think that was the rum that he would. I think that was the rum, General Mills, that he would bring me. But yeah, like again, Thanksgiving is not traditional for everybody, right? Like we have the traditional. We still have the traditional turkey and mashed potatoes and all that other stuff, right? But my mom gets down in the kitchen. My dad gets down. We all like chip in, and we push that. We push our Puerto Rican food too, and we're having some of that as well, right? It's pretty dope. Thanksgiving is dope. I love how everybody has something different, right? We all still do the traditional what we're supposed to have on Thanksgiving, but we add stuff to it. Hang on, what did Raging Gemini says? Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, green bean casserole. I like green bean casserole, Raging Gemini. That sounds awesome. Corn, yams, gotta love, obviously dinner rolls, mac and cheese, cranberry sauce, and apple pie. So Raging Gemini is gonna be putting on some shit in her house. Everybody's invited to Raging Gemini's house to eat. That's a one hell of a spread, Gemini. Ooh, peach pie. Okay, cowgirl peach pie. All right. I haven't had peach pie in a while. I haven't had it in a while. In a long time. It's been a minute since I had some peach pie. Holy crap. All right. So are you making it heavy on the caramelized like sugar and whatnot? How are you doing it? I know I'm getting hungry now too. I'm gonna have to have a snack after all of this. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, yeah, peach pie is pretty dope. Pretty good. Raging Gemini says come over because there's only gonna be 2 adults and 1 kid. All right. You heard it, fam. Gemini has invited us to Thanksgiving dinner. Awesome. Yeah. So you do all right, Cass, you do the same thing? That's dope. It's pretty dope. Yeah, like I said, everybody does their own thing for Thanksgiving. But I'm glad to see people still doing it, like, the turkey, mashed potatoes, corn, yams, apple pie. I always gotta have some vanilla and chocolate ice cream on my apple pie, and it's gotta be nice and hot, and just like it melted into just turns into mush, and you get to eat it and whatnot. Um, that's pretty dope. Yeah, we definitely have some apple pie as well. We do, like I said, we do turkey, mashed potatoes, we do some rice and whatnot. Yellow rice, but we put some cooking ham in it. We also do a ham as well at the same time. So we have turkey and ham. We do like a macaroni salad and whatnot. We don't do mac and cheese. Not that we don't like mac and cheese and we won't eat it, but we do a macaroni salad or potato salad, depending on. Sometimes we do both. We just load our plates up with absolutely everything. So who here is a drumstick person? Because like I forever since I was a kid, I've always eaten the drumsticks, and I've always been able to get the drumsticks. So like my family will give them both to me, which is awesome. I'm gonna get to have 4 of them this next Thanksgiving. Yes, rolls. It is important to have bread, right? Because especially if you got like gravy and stuff like that, and it's mixed in with the food, you want to sop that up with some dinner rolls. Absolutely. Yeah, it can be too much. The only time I tell people if you're doing turkey and ham, you gotta have a lot of people in your house to actually do that. You absolutely have to. Yes, you have to mop the food off the plate, Yarny, with some dinner rolls. Absolutely. Uh, that sucks, Jonathan. I know. I think Jonathan, you said you work until like 4 or something like that, right? Hopefully, you could get home to get enough food from your fam. That's good, man. Everybody has some good food that they got going on for Thanksgiving. I'm glad to hear it. If you're just joining us on this Warrior Wednesday, if you've watched the show before and you're wondering where the major has been, he got promoted a couple of weeks ago at his job. He's got a family and stuff like that. So we haven't had him on in a while. I'm going to reach out to him to see when he might have some time to come and pop in and say what's up to you all. and whatnot. Working on trying to get some other veterans on so they can tell their stories of service and whatnot. But again, it's hard, especially with the holidays coming up, and everybody's got families and they got 9 to 5s and whatnot. Uh, I would absolutely, I would absolutely, Jarny, I think you're on the. Actually, you might be. I'm not gonna dox you, but I think you're in a state where some of my family is now. I would absolutely, if I was out there, I would definitely come hang. Tofurkey is all for me. Yeah, no tofurkey for me. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I thought you were in Oregon. I'm sorry. So you're up in Washington. Okay. Uh, I have family in Oregon. Been to Washington. I've partied in Seattle in the 1990s. Great time to party there. Uh, and went to a wedding up there in what do you call it? I think it was Olympia. I want to say Olympia. Um, went to a wedding there, but I got to party in downtown Seattle the day before the wedding. I was like 3 sheets to the wind. It was a pretty awesome time. Got some live music and whatnot. It was awesome. Yeah, 1990 Seattle was pretty damn dope. It's a like many of our cities that were great in the 1990s, they're shitholes now. Um, but yeah, I had some good times in Seattle. Some good times in Seattle. Good times in Portland. I've been to Portland too and whatnot. Yeah, cheers. Don't have any alcohol today, but I'll give you a cheers. I got to party in some cool places in the 90s. You know, those of you who are around my age, and maybe just a little bit younger and whatnot, the 90s were fucking fun on both coasts. Like, had a lot of fun on the West Coast. Again, like you guys know, I was a Marine at a high school, and I had family in California, right in Los Angeles County. So when I was stationed at Pendleton, down in between essentially San Diego and Los Angeles, a little bit closer to San Diego, we used to drive up every weekend. Okay, every weekend up to Los Angeles and stay in my cousin's house, his apartment. We'd load up a whole bunch of Marines. Uh, like 4 or 5 of us would go freaking up there and hang out, and we'd have such a good time up in LA. And going up into there were so many good bars and clubs and whatnot. We would hang out on Hollywood and on Vine was Hollywood was Florentine Gardens. Those of you who are watching that might be from LA. I don't know if it still exists. And we would go to the Palace. The Palace was actually pretty dope because they had several rooms. They had like an upstairs that played like new wave stuff and 80s and stuff like that. Then the big concert hall was where they would be playing like house music and stuff. But then they was had another room off to the side where they'd be playing like rap and hip hop and stuff. It was like the Palace was pretty dope to hang out at. Florentine Gardens was all like house music and techno, mainly techno. And those of you who know me, I like deep house music. I still listen to it. Never been a fan of techno and everything, but they had a hip hop side too that you can come hang. But Florentine Gardens was absolutely huge. It's a huge club. Um, they had concerts and stuff like that in there too back in the day. But LA was the move back in the 1990s. The whole West Coast was fun. Obviously, grunge and alternative and, the great grunge bands that came out of Seattle and stuff. The music was just fantastic. Good times back then. I often reflect on some of the wild shit that we did back then. But I also partied in New York City in the 1990s too, which was absolutely great time because I being from New York and living, in the New York City metro area. I was a bridges and tunnels kid. Uh, I grew up like my first 13 years of my life in Brooklyn. Then we moved out to the suburbs to Rockland County. So I ended up becoming a bridges and tunnels kid coming from Rockland County. Um, but we would party in the Bronx. There were some good clubs in Westchester too, but New York City was the move too back then. Now all these places that we had fun is all shit. Everything we love is all foobar, guys, which is why I hang out on a show like Bourbon and Beer on Yankee Freeze Channel, okay? On Friday nights after we do our show here, I go over there to hang out because, like, we're hanging out and they're already like drunk by the time I get there. Uh, but we get to hang out with peoples on another show and we talk and we laugh it up and we fucking bag on one another and we're all doing it from different places. It's pretty cool how we can do that now. It used to be we would get together. I do miss that. I miss getting together. I know many of you do probably do too, of actually hanging out with people. Whether it was somebody's backyard, drinking, barbecuing, and whatnot. Those days, and I know a lot of people still do that, but I miss that. I miss the camaraderie of us hanging out with one another, making fun of each other, laughing at shit. You know, Plenty of us had difference of opinions on things, and we would make fun of each other and just like rip on one another. But then we would laugh and drink up shortly afterwards. Like we never stayed. We didn't get mad at each other. We didn't freaking stop talking to one another because like we thought differently and stuff like that. We would just I don't know, maybe it's just my generation being a Gen Xer and like the older millennials, a lot of them are like that too. Uh, but we didn't really give a fuck about stuff, right? Many of us had to grow up. We were latchkey kids, right? We had to come home and many of us had to take care of our younger siblings and stuff before our parents got home from work. So we had to make sure shit was taken care of and everything. Um, it's a different time back then compared to what it is now. So like we figured a lot of shit out. We had a lot of shit figured out. We weren't fighting. We stopped fighting with each other over dumb shit. And we just ended up getting along. There were times I'm of the generation where we would end up in a fight with someone, beating the shit out of one another 1 minute, and then become lifelong friends for the rest of our lives after that. That's how it was back then, and you took your licks. If you got your ass kicked, you got your ass kicked, but the key was that you didn't just sit there and take it. You fucking fought back. I know that was something that my dad used to tell us all the time. My brother was like, I could care less if you get your ass kicked. And my dad was a boxer, so he taught us how to fight at a young age, um, all of us. But like he was like, I could care less if you get your ass kicked, as long as you fucking fight. Don't let anybody steamroll you. If I find out you're starting fights and you get your ass kicked, then I'm gonna fucking have problems. And if I find out you're starting fights just to start fights to be a troublemaker, you're gonna have problems with me. But don't start fights. Try to finish them. But if someone's messing with you, fucking take it to them the best I had. And that actually happened to me. I took that advice. And it happened to me in real life. I used to get bullied by these group of kids. And and this was in elementary school, but I would fight. Okay, and I would fight, and they finally got tired of bullying me because they knew that every time they came to me, it was gonna be a fist fight. And the last like 2 fights that I had with them, I beat the shit out of every single one of them because we would do shit 1-on-1 for whatever reason. I'd end up having to fight like fucking 3 guys, one back to back, and I used to get my ass kicked initially. But as time went on and I was learning more and more how to fight, they got tired of fighting me because I refused to quit. Um, didn't matter if that they were gonna kick my ass. Okay, I was just like, I'm gonna fight. I don't give a shit. And then they stopped. But then I ended up like towards the end, I ended up starting giving the licks back. And they stopped that shit after a while. I didn't end up becoming friends with them or any of them because like it was a real thing. Because not only did they mess with me, they used to mess with my cousin too. Um, and my cousin went to another school, but we ended up in the same junior high school. So that actually carried over from elementary school into junior high school for like the first year for 7th grade. We ended up having to fight some of these fucking knuckleheads together. And then once him and I got together, it was different. It was a different ball game when I had somebody on my side and my cousin could fight. And whatnot. He was a straight up fucking Debo, like he could throw his hands even at a young age and whatnot. But it became different when I had some backup and stuff like that. And then all that shit stopped eventually, like I said, in 7th grade. But that's how life was back then, right? You caught it, you got into it, and it was usually over. Sometimes kids would take it and continue to go, but you had to stand your ground. You had to fight back. You couldn't be a pussy back in the day, especially growing up in Brooklyn. I grew up in Sunset Park. At the time, it was a fucking shithole. I don't think it is anymore. You had to fight. Like if you didn't fight, everybody was gonna fuck with you on the block, right? Like especially like if everybody in the block you were cool with, you got into a fight in school when you moved to junior high school, you were gonna meet other people, right? Because everybody went to the same elementary school on your blocks and stuff. But then when you went to junior high school, you met people from other places, and it was different. It became different. Like now you have more protection. Even the people who used to bully you, if you became friends with them, and they went to the same junior high school with you, um, a lot of them ended up becoming friends with you. Of course, the dudes that bullied me, I could care less because, like I said, they started trying to fuck with my cousin, and we both weren't having that. And that was like the end of it after that. Uh, but that's how it was back in the day, fam. That's how it was. Miss those days of just us getting together, though. Um, what were some of the things that you guys did growing up? Those of you who were Gen Xers and late and older millennials, we have a lot in common. When we weren't shooting bottle rockets at one another, we were throwing fucking lawn darts and shit like spears to one another. We used to do some really wild shit to one another back in the day. It's absolutely crazy how some of us didn't end up dying with some of the shit that we did to each other. It's just fucking bananas the things we did, especially with fireworks. We used to shoot Roman candles at each other, how people weren't getting third-degree burns and stuff. It is just insane, the shit that we did. But there were good times. Can't do that shit now. Can't even get fireworks anywhere. Has anybody got a state where you're allowed to get fireworks? Seems like even some of the free states, it's like hard sometimes. I gotta look into that. My state. I think I can get them in my state without an issue. I'll have to definitely take a look at that. But fam, it's good to know that all you guys are cooking and you got family coming over for Thanksgiving and whatnot. The holiday seasons is just a good time to get together with good friends and hopefully good family. Not everybody has a spectacular family, unfortunately. But it's during those times that we kind of tolerate one another. We all have family members that we just really can't stand. Um, you know, but like especially when you just hear them talking, you're like, God, will you just shut the fuck up? They're usually coming out of their face with some dumb shit or just being stupid in general, and you hear them. But during the holidays, we tend to kind of put it to the side and we shelve it a little bit and whatnot. It is what it is. Family sucks sometimes, but they are family. Uh, we stay away in my family. We stay away from all the shitheads anyway. We've been done with them for a long time. You can't change shitbirds in your family. Some of them might change on their own, but most of them, unfortunately, stay the shitbirds that they are and whatnot. If you're just joining us, just letting you guys know, okay, that on Friday we have Gratefully Awake with Tori is going to be with us. Scott and I will be together with her. First time seeing her. She's been in the chat plenty of times. She's just she's going to be good conversation with her. Saturday we have movie night. Okay, Idiocracy seems to have won, so that's what we're watching. That's 8 p.m. Eastern on the Discord. You have to sign up for the Discord for that. It's been getting better and better each movie night. We've been getting more and more people, which is pretty cool. It's a good thing. Gemini, you coming to hang with us? I think you told me over on Bourbon and Beer you said you were. I hope you come and hang with us. Gemini's been hanging with us now. Everybody kind of stops in, even if it's just for a little bit. Saturday, Salty Dog Show, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's only on Rumble. It's not on YouTube. That's always a good show. Hopefully, Tomby will be back. He's had a lot going on. Gemini has become a ride or die on movie nights with us. Love it. Actually, she's been in our chat. Gemini has been coming over, hanging with us a lot. You find her everywhere. She supports a lot of us. Cass supports a lot of us. Rogue Nina, who's been my ride or die, she's moved over to some of the other people too, supporting them. This whole family as a whole is just getting bigger and bigger, and there's a lot of crossover with everybody, and we continue to grow. And that's what's important, is that we continue to grow with each other. LubeTube is going to continue being LubeTube, and they have had me on ice forever. I wish. I personally feel we should be in a better place. I am in a hard niche, okay, with politics and whatnot that is saturated with people, but we don't always talk about politics. If you guys have seen our show, we laugh about a lot of shit too, right? When Scott and I get together, we go off on these tangents that make no sense. Our conversation starts off in one direction and ends off in another. We sometimes, most of the time, bring it back, okay? But like we go off on these like really ridiculous tangents sometimes that are absolutely hysterical. And some of our guests are incredibly hysterical too with some of the shit that comes out of their mouth. So the talks are fantastic. And then obviously You guys know on Friday night, when I'm done on Friday night, I go over to Bourbon and Beer on Yankee Freeze channel to hang out with them. And he always has a pretty good crew. KD's usually there. Down is usually there. Duct Tape is usually there. Uh, it's got a lot of people that come in and out. Joey Cannoli is usually hanging out every now and then. He usually high as a kite. He's not drunk. It's always pretty funny because he's staring off to the wind, into the distance sometimes while we're talking. But then he gets deep because he's high as a kite. Uh, Great conversations with good people. You never know who's going to pop up there on Bourbon and Beer. Good place to hang out after you guys are done watching Break the Machine here on my channel. It's always a good place to come over. But that's why I go afterwards. That's how I get my release. I don't have to worry about putting the show on. I get to just hang out and just kind of live a little bit. And then I do my show on the Salty Dog Show. I'm still trying to figure out, okay, how to, what do you call it? I'm still trying to figure out meld so I can get my gaming going. Okay, I did start a gaming channel. I just haven't gotten there yet. All right, with the games because I'm still trying to figure out meld. I'm having issues with it. But I'm going to find it really quick so that I can, what do you call it? Put it in the link for you guys so that you guys can come watch me game. And I am literally the worst gamer. You guys will absolutely have fun and you will laugh your asses off with it because I suck. And I want you guys to come and laugh because it's just funny shit. Funny stuff. So here you go, guys. This should work. That is my gaming channel. So go over there, drop some follows and whatnot. I will get that up and running soon. As soon as I figure out my issues with Meld, I got to talk to Tomby this weekend. And once I get that up, I play my games on fucking easy because I suck. All right, I'm not into the hard shit. I don't want to do any of that. I like to have fun. It's why you guys are probably gonna laugh because even on easy, I fuck shit up all the time. I absolutely screw things up all the time and just do the wrong shit. And there are a couple of games that I got that I'm gonna start playing with. Some games you probably have seen already and whatnot. But there are some games that I've seen on Steam. I'm absolutely going to what do you call it? Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, Jonathan. But yeah, so that should be pretty funny. I have to get that up and running, guys, because as you guys all know, when the holidays come, we take a break here on Break the Machine podcast. For instance, Thanksgiving week, we will have a show Monday and Wednesday. We won't have a show Friday. Friday we won't have a Break the Machine, and Saturday I won't do a Salty Dog show because I believe that we should take that time to hang with our families and get with people that we haven't seen in a while. And then when Christmas and New Year's come, like our last show. You did that so that you have a spammer for the next stream. Okay, that works. The last show of the year for us for Break the Machine and all shows actually will be the 22nd. These types of shows. So I have to get my gaming show up, okay, so that I can. I'm in the creative program now, so now I have to get my hours in. All right. I have to find another way to do that. So I got to get Meld working. I got to get myself going so I can get on there and just do my thing and get my hours in and stuff like that. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully you guys will come and hang and whatnot because we do all of this shit for you. I'm going to probably game with Ash a little bit too once I get my stuff up. I forgot to talk about Ash. Ash is on the show too. On Bourbon and Beer. He's usually on the show. He's been hanging out with us on the Salty Dog when he has time on Saturdays when he's not doing stuff. So he comes in and drops in there. You never know who's going to drop by on the Salty Dog. Hopefully Tomby will be back. He's had charities that he's been doing. Last week he had a charity. Actually, I think the week before that he had one too. And then the week before that he was in Germany. Actually, no, his back was out. He's an old dude. All right. He's all fucking old and crippled too, like all of us. He's an Iraqi war vet too, but for Great Britain, for the British, and whatnot. So, Tomby, if you're listening, brother, and you're out there, hope your Veterans Day Armistice Day, Remembrance Day. I hope that all, I know it started off as Armistice Day, and then I know most countries call it Remembrance Day. We call it Veterans Day, but it started off as Armistice Day. Go find out the history, family, of Veterans Day. You guys will enjoy that. There are plenty of things you can find the education on that and whatnot. But it started off as Armistice Day. It was the 11th day of the 11th month. I forgot what the last 11 was for. But yeah, the 11th day of the 11th month was Armistice Day. It was like a moment of silence in the middle of World War One, essentially, and that's how it started. But yes, so Tomby, if you're listening, I hope your Remembrance Day was dope, brother, and I hope to see you on Saturday. We missed you on the Salty Dog. We always have good conversations together. Plus, I need your help, man. I really need to figure this shit out with Meld. Cannot get my game going for whatever reason. I'm gonna have to talk to more of you gamers to figure that shit out because I got to get that going. I could literally have a week and a half left. Technically 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks left to figure that out so that I can, when I'm not doing the streams for BTM and Warrior Wednesday and the Salty Dog Show, okay, I can do gaming because that's something I can just kind of do on my own just to get the hours in and whatnot. Because I'll get the time in that I need with the ad reads and all that other stuff on these shows. But I can just do my regular hours time. I also got to figure out this whole premium fucking Rumble premium shit too. I got to figure that out as well because I got to put in 5 hours. Don't know how I'm going to do that. Don't know when I'm going to do that, where it's just Rumble Premium. I think there's a way to do it so I don't have to affect you guys who actually watch the show and come to hang with us every week and whatnot because I really don't want to take that time from you guys. I think I can make something a premiere. I got to talk to the Rumble mods. I'll find out on Friday. I'll try to get that information and then I will update you guys by next week on how we're going to do the Rumble Premium stuff so that you guys can, hopefully watch it. I think I can do it like late and just kind of run something on my channel as Rumble Premium. I don't have to necessarily put on a show. We'll figure it out. I don't think it could be pre-recorded. That would be great if I could, but I also heard that if you do Rumble Premiere, that counts towards Rumble Premium. I don't know. I got to figure all that shit out. If any of you guys in the chat know that have been doing this, please let me know because like I am a noob with this shit and I will get it wrong. Again, like I said, Meld is not hard to fucking work, but I can't seem to get my games to work for whatever fucking reason because I absolutely suck dog shit at this stuff. But I like to do it. Anybody traveling? I know we talked about Thanksgiving. Anybody traveling for the holidays for Christmas? Right? Like, sometimes people travel. Some people don't even for Christmas don't even like hang with family. They'll like travel to another country just to go do shit or travel to another state and do different things. Because they either don't have family or they just don't like being around their family. Me personally, I like to be around our family and stuff. And for Christmas, we actually do cook another turkey. We actually do that for New Year's. But we make what do you call it? We make a pernil, which is pork shoulder. It's more Puerto Rican on there. We make pasteles, okay, which is Puerto Rican, kind of like a Puerto Rican. You guys have Mexicans have tamales. We have pasteles. Those are fucking great to eat. We make our rice and stuff like that. My mom sometimes makes a turkey to go with that too, but that's usually more of our ethnic foods and shit for the holidays for Christmas. Then New Year's we make a turkey again. So it's always good eating around the holidays. I'm actually gonna miss that. And this year, I know Christmas is in a weird place this year because Christmas is on a Thursday. So today, and let me know if anybody else has this issue. Today we get an email. I get an email, right? Because Christmas Eve is on Wednesday, then Christmas Day is Thursday. So those are the 2 days they were off. So we get an email late today that instead of Christmas Eve, they're gonna give us that Friday off, so we get a 4-day weekend. But I was like, but many people fucking with their families on Christmas Eve. That makes no sense. Why don't you just give us 3 days off? You know? So and then they're like, well, if you had plans, you can take your time and stuff like that, work it out with your managers and take your day. But why should we have to fucking take the day? And I work in medicine. I'm not actually in medicine. And most offices on the 26th are not going to be open. I can tell you that from experience, having worked in the medical field for a while. Most offices, unless you go to the hospital, but most regular practices for the week of Christmas, that Friday, they're not going to be working. They're gonna make it a 5-day week for themselves. And like I said, unless it's like an urgent care or it's like a hospital or whatnot, obviously EMS does their thing no matter what the day is, doesn't matter if it's a holiday or not. But most regular practices are gonna be closed on Friday the 26th. They're gonna take the opportunity to have a 5-day weekend. Uh, but they took freaking Christmas Eve from us today. Uh, Now it helps me in the sense that I have to travel Christmas Day, um, and then I can just have a long weekend. Because as it was, I wasn't going to be able to do anything with the family because of where I was going to just be, spending Christmas by myself and New Year's by myself, and then at some point next year, take the time and bring Christmas gifts up and everything. Uh, but as it is now, they have given us, like I said, that Friday off, but taking Christmas Eve away from us, which is not fucking cool. I like to be off for the holidays. Yes, Yarny, scheduling in healthcare at a healthcare facility is the absolute worst. It is a nightmare. But like I said, uh, hospitals obviously are going to be open. The regular practices for the most part are not. So like if it's like a medical group that has an office and stuff, unless it's an urgent care, the regular doctors, the specialty doctors, unless they're surgeons and shit, they're going to be off. Even the surgeons are going to be off and they're going to be on call and whatnot. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But they fucked our whole schedule up. Again, I wasn't supposed to go anywhere this Christmas anywhere. Now that might change because of the days. I might just end up taking a day on the 24th. They told us that we can take the day and that there's no cap on how many people can actually take the day off, because nobody's going to be open that day anyway. Like I said, they should just give us the 26th. Scheduling is the worst. Having to actually schedule stuff is bananas. Trying to find people during the holidays. Those of you guys who are managers, those of you guys who are managers and have to actually do scheduling for your teams, I understand that pain. Okay, it is a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare, especially during the holidays. People are, Yarny says, yeah, you got to give your employees a sufficient amount of time off. Anything outside of absolutely necessary needs to be more generous. I agree. I agree with that. It's just ridiculous. Like, again, we were going to have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off anyway this year. So they just switched it. And now they're like, you'll have to work. It's just a regular work day on Christmas Eve. And I was like, we'll still get paid 2 days of holiday pay, right? So they just turned the 26th into a holiday. But it's just ridiculous. So now I'm going to be forced to have to take a day so that I can have a 5-day weekend. Because, I'm going to tell my boss tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, I saw that email. I had already planned to have fucking Christmas Eve off. I'm going to continue with that. I only have like 1 day left because I've had to take time off for, being sick this year and stuff like that. And I had issues with my vehicle. I needed time off for that. I didn't have that much time anyway because I had just started the job. And when I finally got my days, it was only like, like 7 days and stuff. So next year I get 14 days. It was an actual 7 days. So it wasn't like 40 hours like they say, oh, you get a week off. I actually had 7 days. So they give you 7 days. And then next year I get 14 days. Yeah, it just sucks. It sucks, Yarny. It absolutely blows. Yeah, I have to use my PTO. I've had to use it. Like I said, I only had 7 days when I got hired at this new job this year because I was laid off at the beginning of the year. And then, I was laid off for quite some time and I got the job in May. After 90 days, they gave me 7 days. I actually had some vacation that I used with family. I took time off for Labor Day weekend. Um, but all the other days I had to use because either I was sick or, some shit that went on with my vehicle I had to fix and I had to wait for it and take it, wait for it. And it was just, I needed the time. And now I'm going to have to use my last day just so I can get freaking Christmas Eve off because we had plans for that. I was literally going to just do a 2-day weekend. In the middle of the week, I was going to go on the 23rd drive to my family that night after work, and just get there at night, hang out with them Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I was gonna leave, at night, in late afternoon on Christmas Day to come back. But they fucked everything up and switched it all up now. So, like I said, best case scenario is that I end up with a 5-day weekend. Sucks that I'm gonna have to take PTO for it, but I get a 5-day weekend and chill. Just chill with the family and just see. So I had my cousin had her second child, so I'm actually gonna get to see. I have not seen her babies because she had one baby last year and then she got almost pregnant almost fucking right after that. Um, Actually, her first child's almost 2, and I haven't gotten to see her son uh, since her son was born. But her daughter was born a couple of months ago, and now I get to see both of them for Thanksgiving, and I haven't had a chance to see them. So it's always good when we have more kids in the family. It's always a good time. It's always good to see them, have fun with them. We cherish our children in the family as we should cherish children in general. We are called to protect them, and we take that very seriously in our family. So anytime any any of the any of my cousins have kids, their wives have kids, it's awesome. Yeah, it was very close. Her pregnancies were actually very, very close. Yeah, it was probably less closer than I'm putting it, Yarny. It honestly, I just like I know that her son is definitely over a year. But yeah, she had a little girl, and my cousin, okay, um, she had all kinds of health issues as a kid. She had to have, as a baby, she had heart surgery and whatnot and everything. Um, she's got a scar on her chest that has been there since she was a little baby. And, she has made a good life for herself. She has a good husband who loves her and takes care of her and the kids and stuff like that. And it was just she wanted to have a family, and she did what she needed to make sure that that happened. And it was very good to see when she got pregnant with her first baby. We were very, very happy. Again, she had a lot of health issues growing up and whatnot, but she's obviously in better health now. And just when she told us she was pregnant with the second, we were like, "What?" It's like you just barely had the first one. But she wanted kids. She's like, "I'm not getting any younger." She's same age as my son, and she's like, "I want to have them young enough and close enough that they can go to school with each other and whatnot." And it's like, hey, we understand that. Because like I with my siblings, I'm separated by like 8 years with my older brother and 6 with my younger. So I didn't get to go to school with any of them, which sucks because like my younger brother and I, we played the same sports in high school. We both played football and ran track. So like it would have been cool to be able to play football with him and run on the track with him would have been awesome. It would have been pretty dope. I did get to coach my younger brother though his senior year of high school, and it was an absolute blast. It was so fun watching him on the track and absolutely crush it and whatnot. It was pretty dope. Had a good time. I had just got back from the Marine Corps, um, and I coached his winter and spring seasons. I helped coach them at the high school. It's pretty awesome. It was fun because I missed a lot of his high school stuff because I was in the Corps at the time and didn't get the chance to watch him. Gratefully, Victoria says she feels that. She says her kids are 2 years apart and didn't want to wait too much longer. It's hard, but rewarding at the same time. Yep, you have beautiful kids too, Tori. I've seen your pictures that you posted. They're beautiful kids. Tori's a beautiful person. She's gonna be with us on Friday, hanging with us. So that's gonna be pretty dope. First time on the show, but she is a friend of the show. She's been, hanging with us for quite some time. You see her pop in the chat and say what's up, and she also, uh, we know her from Instagram and everything. But she's gonna be first time. She was supposed to be on with us I want to say earlier in the year, but life has a way of doing things. But now she's gonna finally have some time to come kick it with us. Should be a pretty good time. She's an incredibly intelligent young woman. She has a lot of information, and it should be an absolute great conversation. But she also has a very beautiful family. Her kids are very adorable. It's gonna be cool. Really good conversation. We have a lot, guys. We're constantly trying to bring you people all the time. We always want to make these shows good. We always want to make sure we bring you good information. Warrior Wednesday is kind of my day to just, I talk a little bit about the military. We talk a little bit about the politics, but I like to talk to you all. Okay. I use this day to just kind of chill with you guys. When the major was here, we were having a little bit more serious conversations. Obviously, we would laugh about stuff. But days like today, I just want to talk about the holidays with you. I want to talk about how you guys are doing. I want to know. Oh, wait a minute. What? She says, I'm stoked. I specifically set a time and it'll be my 31st birthday. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. It's going to be your birthday on Friday? All right. So we have her on her birthday. That's awesome. Well, that's cool. I mean, it's a good thing. Here you go. Our early happy birthday for Gratefully Awake Victoria. That should be fun. You get to hang out with us on your birthday. That's awesome. Well, we will have to make sure we make it a big deal for you. Yep. It's gonna be dope. I gotta let Scott know so that we make sure we wish you a good happy birthday. That's cool. Well, I'm glad you're spending your birthday with us. You could be doing better things. But I'm glad that you're coming to hang with us. I hope though that on your birthday on Friday you have a phenomenal day, at least most of the day with your family. Like I said, you have a very beautiful family. I know you have a very loving husband who loves you. Okay, and I hope that they put a great day together with you. And before you come on the show and you come on and you're just in a great mood because you had a fantastic 31st birthday. So I will be praying for that for you, that you have a phenomenal day before you come on, and we have to get into some serious shit. Because I would like to have you in a jovial mood and just be kind of happy because your day was great. That's what we want to see from you on Friday, Tori. Definitely want to see that. We want to have you here. Um, Guys, how was that ad read earlier today? I'm trying to get I'm trying to get the hang of that. I didn't get credit for the one I did the other day, believe it or not. Kind of sucks. I didn't get credit. Still, actually, I did get credit from one of them. Yes, we hope that she gets to eat a lot of cake on Friday. I got credit for the one on Saturday, but for the one on Monday, I didn't get credit yet. Wonder why they might have got upset with me. I just read my third one, Yarny, today, but I didn't get credit for the second one. So I was gonna do one on Friday, and then one on Saturday, and be done for the month. But if I don't get credit, I'm gonna probably have to do another one on Monday. Speaking of Monday, we have Anthony Hudson from the state of Michigan who's going to be on with us. He is actually he's got a petition out to get his name on the ballot. He's going to come and talk because the governorship is up for election on Monday on next year. I'm sorry, so he's trying to get on the ballot so that he can run for governor. He's going to come on, talk about his platform, talk about the things that he wants to do in the state of Michigan. He's actually going to be in Dearborn, Michigan, with a little get together slash, I know they're calling it a protest, but it's a march kind of in Dearborn. God bless him. Okay, he's gonna be there on the 18th. So the 17th is the show with him. Blondie will be with us. She's the one that actually got this. She set it up, so she's gonna actually have him. She's gonna be on the show with us too on Monday, and it should be a really good show. I got him all set up in the studio already and everything, and I'm just very interested. He's got a pretty good platform. I'm very aware you guys will be very, very happy with the type of things that he's talking about for what he wants to do for the state of Michigan, with everything from, getting rid of state income tax to, obviously you need the workhorses in the state legislature to get those types of things done. But he's got a pretty good platform that I've listened to. And like I said, he's going to be in Dearborn, Michigan on the 18th. Very interested to hear how that goes afterwards. But Blondie will be with us on Monday. She's the one who was able to get that and put that together. And then Blondie will be again with us on Wednesday, next Wednesday. And then the last Wednesday of the month is another Warrior Wednesday. That's Thanksgiving week. And I'm gonna try to see if we can get some people together and put a little panel together for Warrior Wednesday. See what we can do. But on the 24th, guys, okay, that week of Thanksgiving, the 24th, yes, that Monday, that show's gonna be hilarious. We're gonna have Petty Crocker's coming back. We're gonna have Star Spangled Kyle's gonna be with us. He's pretty funny, and Claire Patriot's gonna be with us too. So don't miss the 24th because it is going to be an absolute hysterical show with those three Southerners together. It's gonna be very funny. You guys all know Petty Crocker is absolutely hilarious. If you follow Claire Patriot on Instagram, she's very funny too. She's got the she's got this new. She, actually, you guys got to go see it. She's got this alter ego called Violet Maddox or something like that, who has blue hair and a septum ring and everything. Is absolutely hysterical. I hope she brings that on the show on the 24th. We need her alter ego because it's absolutely hysterical. You guys will absolutely love it. So that'll be a good show to end the month of November. And we're working on some things for December. First week of December, we have Peyton Jackson, who's going to be with us December 5th. I'm working on the 12th. I'm working on, the 1st actually he won't be with us. Scott won't be with us on the 1st. So I'll probably talk to Blondie, see if she has the time to fill in for Scott. So it's her. So it'll probably be us together again. And then again, that Wednesday will be her again. So yeah, it'll be a Break the Machine podcast. So we got things in the works, fam. We're constantly trying to bring you people together, trying to continue to grow this community together, trying to bring new people. And just so you guys know, tomorrow night on both YouTube and Rumble at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be on with the Front Porch Conservative. I'll be on his show. We had him on here the first Monday, of the month. I think it was the 3rd of November he was on with us. I'm going to be on his show tomorrow night, the Front Porch Conservative. Jonathan, if you could find his stuff, please drop it in the chat. Come by. Let's give him the support on Rumble. I know he's doing pretty good I think he's doing pretty good on YouTube, but we both appreciate Rumble more anyway. So let's make sure we support him. I want to see some of you demo crew guys, to Break the Machine people. Just come in, even if you just come in and say hi and drop a like, and and you get some time and just follow him, right? Because that's what we're all about, helping one another out, helping our communities grow, like I said. So I'm interested to see what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Should be a good show. But if you guys have time tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Western, hit up the Front Porch Conservative and definitely come chill with us and whatnot. Come say hi, like I said. I know he'll appreciate it. He enjoyed you guys very much. He was like, I love you guys. You guys were awesome. Your viewers are fantastic. Obviously, they know what's going on and whatnot. So we should have fun. Anyway, fam, like and subscribe if you can. If you're just following us, if you're just watching, hit the follow button. So you get notifications when we're going on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you're out there lurking and it's the first time you guys have been you're watching the show, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. To either Break the Machine podcast or today is Warrior Wednesday. Every other Wednesday, it's Break the Machine again. We only do Warrior Wednesdays like twice. Usually ends up being like twice a month. And if you're just joining us, we have a movie night once a month, which is coming up on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Discord. You'll appreciate that too. We have fun. We've got our communities growing. We enjoy these. Okay. Yarn Witch says, "Oh my God, I was following at Yarn Witch Live, but not as Yarn Witch. That's fixed now." It's okay, Yarny. It's all good. That's because you know what it is. You know what it is. That happens with the raids sometimes. Like I noticed that with the raids, like because your chat moves over, it's just crazy. Thanks, Jonathan, for dropping in the Front Porch Conservative. Appreciate it. Yes, again, he's on YouTube and Rumble. We'll be on both and whatnot, and it should be another good show with him. He's a good dude. That's Fedora Nation over there and whatnot. So That is what he call. I call you guys the demo crew. He calls you guys Fedora. He calls his people Fedora Nation. You know, it should be a good show. Again, we had a good conversation together when he was on the third. Hang on, see if I can find him. All right, there he goes. Make sure I'm following him. I should. Yes, I am following him. Good. Does this join? Oh, he's got a locals too. I didn't realize that. I should have put that up for him. Darn it. I didn't realize he has a local. For those of you on Rumble, should I get a locals too? People have been telling me I should do locals as well. I'm not sure how good that actually is. I dropped his Rumble, what do you call it? Link in there as well, Jonathan, so that people can follow him. But do you guys suggest I should get on locals? People have been telling me I should do locals, but I want to ask you guys. She dropped it. Rogue Nina says no. Have you seen it, Rogue Nina? I like again. I haven't done it because Yarny says she hasn't been on locals, so she can't really tell. Say, yeah, I feel like people tell me that it's like hit or miss. Like Jonathan just said, some people just drop it and they're like it's not worth it. They didn't really get any traction over there and stuff. I know they're affiliated with Rumble and stuff, but I don't know. It's like I'm not on TikTok. People like you should get on TikTok. Drop some clips on TikTok. It's like I don't even want to be on TikTok. Oh, okay. I trust you, Jonathan. But Jonathan says it wasn't worth it. Because Jonathan, he mods for absolutely everyone on both YouTube and Rumble. We are so fortunate that we get him 3 days a week here on Rumble and YouTube, because he works his regular job, and then Yanni, I cannot stand TikTok. Yeah. Speaking about terms and condition, I have to find that. You're modding for them now. Are they doing poor choices? Yeah, Jonathan is definitely a cyborg. They're doing poor choices. See, if they were doing poor choices on Rumble, I would raid them at the end of the night because they go past me. Like when I'm done, they're still going. I would absolutely raid them if they were on Rumble and send you guys over there. If you guys are on YouTube as well, go follow the poor choices. That's Tugs and X-Ray. And tune into their stuff. They have some great stuff. They talk about culture. Haven't really heard them talk much about politics, but a lot of culture stuff, a lot of funny stuff they go over with, and it's called Poor Choices for a reason, spelled Pour, because they drink on the show, and sometimes when they really get into it, and they've hit the bottom of the bottle, it is a very funny conversation to listen to. It is it is absolutely great to listen to them. They have a good community over there. They're very welcoming and stuff. So, but I wish they were on Rumble, because if they were on Rumble, I would absolutely raid them on a Wednesday night when they were going on. Yarny has an Amazon work, just an Amazon worker. Oh, says he's just responding. Just an Amazon worker with a Soviet weapons obsession. Thanks for dropping that link, Jonathan. Yeah, they're good. They're just they're good people. I met Jonathan through Tugs' Discord. And Jonathan, just to give you, those of you who just started following or just don't know, Jonathan is Yas. He's my moderator for both here and Rumble. Jonathan started out with me when I had absolutely nobody watching the channel. He was literally the only one watching the channel. I would do a live here or a live there, and he would come on, find out that I was doing a live, and just come chill with me and help me get through my live. And I learned a lot just by him hanging with me, and keeping the conversation going with me and stuff like that. We would be watching something. I think it was like when Trump was running in 2024, when he had the town halls with like Tulsi Gabbard, JFK, obviously, when when the assassination attempt on him and stuff like that. Uh, we went live for that, did an emergency live, and he was just hanging with me. And then he just decided. I asked him if he can mod for me, and he was like, okay. And then uh, what do you call it? Red Day came on, Scott. Okay, on a Sunday, we did a Sunday show. Uh, I invited him. We did a show. It was a good show, and I think Jonathan was modding at that point for me, and that was in October of last year. And then we did another Sunday show, and then I asked if he had Friday, and Scott and I did a Friday show, and then I asked Jonathan's schedule, and Red Day schedule was like, hey, let's do Monday. We got Monday and Friday going, and then I picked up on Wednesday, and Jonathan picked up all those days with me, with all the people that he mods for on YouTube and some on Rumble. He gave me his time. So, and he mods the Discord. I That's another thing he did, right? Like I was like, hey, I literally went to him and was like, hey, Jonathan, can you show me how to set up a Discord? Because I'd like to get a Discord for another place for us to hang out and talk and whatnot. And sure enough, he just was like, I told him I wanted to start a Discord. Literally, like 45 minutes later, he gets back to me. He's like, it's up. I'm like, what's up? And he was like, it's up. I was like, what's up? He's like, the Discord is done already. I was like, what the fuck? That's the kind of person Jonathan is. Okay. He not only takes care of our streams, he not only takes care, he's our resident commie killer. So when they jump in, he absolutely wrecks them when they come in and stuff like that. You know, I told him a long time ago he has free reign to do whatever he wants. And then after they assassinated Charlie Kirk, I told them we will give them no more quarter. They get no fucking burn at all. We don't want to hear from them, whatever. They don't want to be with us. We don't want to be with them. That's just is what it is. But you guys have seen him nuke people before. But that's the kind of person Jonathan is. Like he takes care of his creators. He takes care of all of us. Okay, he's got plenty of people that he deals with and he has to deal with, but he takes care of us in every way possible. He makes sure that we're running right. If there's sound issues, Jonathan. Speaking of sound, how do I sound today? I've been told on B&B that I was low. I made some adjustments. I'm hoping that I sound better today than I have been. Uh, Jonathan is a badass, but that is the kind of person that he is. Like I said, he takes care of all of us, all of his creators. Um, he doesn't, he doesn't, he doesn't shy away from anything. He definitely does this thing with us. Absolutely appreciate him. What is going on? Oh no, no. Then, all right, we have to find a home. We got to find somewhere to go for the night. Oh, you know what? Ash is gaming. I have not rated Ash, okay, ever, because he's never gaming when I'm on. So we are going to raid Ash tonight because Ash is a friend of the show. Ash is a good dude. Let me tell you how Ash is a good dude. So on Saturday, he gifted subscriptions to people, and then comes in Monday, okay, and he gifted subscriptions again and stuff like that. That's the kind of person Ash is. And then on Saturday, when Tommy was having his charity run, and I was telling people who are watching Salty Dogs, like if you get a chance, just hit up Tommy's channel really quick, okay? And if you can, donate, right? It's for Children's Hospital of Texas. They do this every year. They do this a couple of times. Ash goes over there and drops a fucking C note. Right, like I hit him with 20 because that was all I could afford at the time. Ash goes over there. He's like, "I'll be right back," and or actually, he didn't even say. He's like, "Oh yeah, I was just over there really quick." He dropped $100. That's the kind of person Ash is. All right, like he's all about helping other people out too, and these are people that we end up loving in our lives and end up caring about them because they care about us, you know. Um, his AI voice reading chat is hilarious. Yeah, Yarny, every single one of these communities is absolutely incredible. Okay. And I appreciate Rumble. All right. I'm so glad that we started going on Rumble. Star Spangled Kyle, what is going on? Yes, it is Snap Day today. That is a great happy Snap Day. I love that. Star Spangled Kyle, I talked about him early, is going to be on with us on the 24th, along with Claire Patriot and Petty Crocker. I'm telling you guys, that is a show you definitely don't want to miss. It is going to be absolutely hysterical. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get into a lot of things as we always do, but there is probably going to be an extensive amount of laughter on that show. If you guys aren't following him, okay, um, yeah, Yarny, it is absolutely great. I love this Rumble family. I absolutely love it. It is so much better than LubeTube. LubeTube has had me on ice. Um, yeah, it was cool that he hung out with us, with me and the girl dad this Saturday. Uh, I just, again, I send the links out, and you never know who's gonna pop up on Salty Dog with me and Tomby. I'm hoping Tomby's with us this Saturday because we haven't seen him in a while. But he's done a lot of things. He's had these charity drives that he's been doing. His back was out one weekend. He was driving to Germany another weekend. He was actually supposed to be on our 1 year anniversary show, but because like he got caught up in traffic and everything, he was has the weirdest shit happen to him. But what he did do is he gave us a gift. He gave us our intro for Break the Machine podcast, which was pretty dope for our 1 year anniversary. But Tommy's a good guy too, man. He's a fantastic dude. He's a patriot. As much as he loves, his country of Great Britain, he is trying desperately to get to the United States. We want Rumble. If you're hearing us, can you hire that man already? The guy he has freaking reached out to you guys for positions and stuff like that. Can you just hire him and bring him to the States already, please? Um, you trust me, it'll be well worth your money bringing a guy like Tomby over into the United States. The things that he'd be able to do to help your platform would be phenomenal. So just please, the real Tomby Boo's Rumble, hire the man. If anybody there who's listening, okay, because I know you guys got moderators that looks through people's shit. So if you're watching this live, Rumble, please hire the man. He deserves to be here in the United States. Thank you. Yarny, we have to start a movement called Give Tomby a Job. Yeah, it's true. The guy is phenomenal. Again, I'm trying to it's hard to get a hold of him sometimes because he's got so much shit going on, but he does so much goodwill too. Like, he's just such a solid dude. Um, and I just hope that what do you call it? We what do you call it? I hope he can be with us on Saturday because we need to talk to him anyway. Because I think he uses Meld when he games, and I really got to get this Meld situation settled because I really need to make sure what do you call it? Gaming with him and stuff like that, and gaming because I got to get my channel, my Brig the Worst Gamer channel going here on Rumble. Yeah, I'm not on freaking. I probably do pretty good on YouTube with a gaming channel of all fucking things, because everybody seems to watch that. But I want to continue to grow here on Rumble because that's where it's at. So let me start getting the setup here. We're gonna raid Ash tonight because I have never raided him. So we got to make sure that we give him some love. He always comes in and drops in for us and whatnot. So we got to make sure that we give Ash some love tonight and whatnot. But I appreciate all of you who have been hanging with me tonight. You guys have listened to me rant, listened to me laugh. We've talked about some food. We talked a little bit about movie coming up and everything. Thank you, Jonathan. I love Jonathan, bro. I straight up love you, man. He dropped that. Guys, go over there, hit that hit Brig the Worst Gamers channel, okay? And that's my channel, my gaming channel. It will be up and running pretty shortly. Now Jonathan is gonna spam the shit out of it. Fucking love you guys. But thank you all for coming to hang out with us again. Friday, Gratefully Wake with Tori is going to be in the house with me and Scott. Saturday, the Salty Dog Show from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. only here on Rumble. And then at 8 p.m., we have Idiocracy, okay? That will be on the Discord. That is movie night, and we're watching a comedy. So please make sure that you show up. All of you guys that came in to hang out, I absolutely love you. Yarny, thanks for hanging with us tonight. You are the absolute best. Star Spangled Kyle has been dropping in to hang with us for some time and everything like that lately. Jonathan, I love you, man. Rogue Nina, Ride or Die, straight up love you, girl. Cowgirl, you're freaking awesome. Paris Bella, she was an Army vet that was with us early in the night. Scoob Livestream was here with us tonight too. Haven't seen him in a while. Miss him, Scoob. We miss you in the chat, man. You got to come and hang with us some more. We miss you, brother. Did I miss anybody, Jonathan? Oh, wait a minute. Sinoski, C-Dub, he rated us tonight. The Quiet Part Pod rated us tonight, so we got to make sure we give him love. Okay, Raging Gemini was with us tonight too. That's right. See, my memory isn't always that bad. Um, she came. She's been hanging out with us a little bit more lately. We love Raging Gemini. She's a sweetheart. Okay, she's got a nice spread for Thanksgiving. She threw that in there. Um, Anybody I missed? All right, let me see what Jonathan's talking about. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. General Mills, that's right. General Mills was here tonight. Um, yep, General Mills was hanging with us tonight. Thank you, Nina. Make sure there wasn't anybody I missed, guys. Doing my best here for all of you. Because I love every single one of you guys. You guys, the love you guys bring us here is just amazing. It's phenomenal. And again, we're gonna just continue to grow this community here on Rumble. All right. Yeah, I did. I got all of them. Anybody else, Jonathan? I got all of them. Is that it? If that's it, then I think we're good. Yeah, Ren's bubble. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Renz. Appreciate it. Yeah, we usually done by 10 p.m. I know you wanted to rate us the other night on Monday and stuff like that, but your people, because so Ren mods for some others too, but your people, what do you call it, we're still going and whatnot. So we're usually done at 10. I'm going a little bit over right now just because just talking to everybody, saying what's up, just giving some love to everybody. So I'll give you a quick rundown once again. Okay, Friday, Gratefully Awake with Tori. Saturday, Salty Dog Show. Movie night right afterwards. Okay, Monday, we have Anthony Hudson, who's who's trying to get on the ballot to run for governor for the state of Michigan. He's going to be with us. Then next Wednesday, we'll be back to Break the Machine with Blondie will be with us. She hosts with me when we do that every other week. And then next Friday, we have we have the Mexican Velma next Friday. All right. And then the 24th will be to show that you guys are going to absolutely laugh your asses off with. I'm telling you, you guys are going to love it. So I appreciate all you guys. You guys have become family to me. Just putting up with freaking me going and whatnot. I absolutely love it. You guys are just great people. And, I love this family a lot. You guys mean a lot to me. I just want you guys to know that. All right. Anyway, I'm the Big Red One Guy signing off. And remember that together and only together can we break the machine. God bless you all. God bless America. You all have a phenomenal night. And I will see you all on Friday. Have a good night, fam. Take it easy. I'm going to send you guys over to Ash right now.